Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad ALIFF HAIKAL, BMMA ZAIDY. I'm from 4 BMMA Section 1/2 and from Faculty of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering Technology. And my supervisor is DS Dr. Muhammad Basri bin Ali. And today I will present on PSM2 and my title is Improve Analysis and Fabricate Multipurpose Wheelchair. Okay, first for the introduction, wheelchair are one of the most popular items for disabled people. A wheelchair is a wheeled vehicle that is intended to take place of walking. The unit may either be driven by an engine or manually spinning the rear wheel. Okay, for the problem statement, first, user difficult to climb up stairs by their own. Second, user did not want to be followed away by an assistant. And third, modern climbing wheelchair is very costly. Okay, for the research objective, first, to improve the previous PSM wheelchair concept. Second, to analyze the strength of wheelchair. And third, to fabricate the prototype 1-to-1 scale of a wheelchair. Next, for the research scope, first, the wheelchair will climb between 1 and 2 steps. Second, capable of operating with a single individual. Third, manual handling and a low-cost wheelchair. And lastly, planning idea for a 5-step climb and below. Okay, next for the literature review. Wheelchair, first we have a common wheelchair. The mechanism is moving or twisting the back wheel by hand, and it has handle on the back for those who can push. Okay, for other type of wheelchair, first we have self-propelled manual wheelchair that consists of a frame, seat, 1 or 2 footplate and 4 wheels. Second, we have attendant propelled wheelchair that is similar to self-propelled manual wheelchair but has smaller diameter in front and back. Third, we have electric power wheelchair that use battery and electric motor into the frame. Then we have single arm drive wheelchair that allow a user to self-propel a manual wheelchair using only one arm. And lastly, we have reclining wheelchair that can be tilted at different angles. Then for category of stair climbing wheelchair, the stair climbing wheelchair has been grouped into 3 categories. First, continuous stair climbing wheelchair. Second, intermittent stair climbing wheelchair. And third, auxiliary stair climbing wheelchair. Okay, for the continuous stair climbing wheelchair has been divided into 2 mechanisms. First, planetary wheel mechanism stair climbing wheelchair, and second, track mechanism stair climbing wheelchair. Okay, first for the continuous stair climbing wheelchair. The fundamental characteristic, it only has one set of supporting device. The wheelchair rely on one supporting device to achieve continuous movement. Okay, for its first mechanism, the planetary wheel mechanism, it has multiple tiny wheels that are evenly placed on a tie bar with such form as Y or plus. Then every tiny wheel spin around the central axis when the wheelchair climbs up or down step as the wheelchair moves on the ground. As you can see here, the iBot wheelchair that climbs stairs using cluster of wheels. Next, for its second mechanism, track mechanism stair climbing wheelchair. The mechanism employ more continuous motion mode and have good transmission, and it moves smoothly along a line parallel but lags on the ground. As you can see here, the top chair track stair climbing motorized wheelchair that can go on level ground like a standard electric wheelchair and on climbing track to climb step. For the second category of stair climbing wheelchair is intermittent stair climbing wheelchair. For its fundamental feature, it contains 2 sets of supporting mechanisms that alternately support the wheelchair to allow it to perform the function of ascending stair. Mechanism technique of ascending stair is similar to individual climbing up and down stair. It also known as a walking stair climbing wheelchair, but it has a low transmission effectiveness and trouble keeping balance. For the third category of stair climbing wheelchair is auxiliary stair climbing wheelchair. It depends on the other helper gadget auxiliary to achieve function of stair climbing. The stair lift require wide stairway to install the lift, which is very expensive. Okay, next for the methodology. As you can see here, this is a methodology flowchart. Then for the survey overview, the survey has been divided into 3 sections. Section A, Section B and Section C. Okay, for the Section A, the respondent was asked about gender and age. Then for Section B, the respondent was asked about problematic question. And for Section C, the respondent was asked about the pricing. And then for the morphological analysis, as you can see here, the table, this chart is used to evaluate the product design, function and essential component. Okay, as you can see here, there are 4 concepts and each concept has handle, mechanism and base. Okay, for the concept drawing, this concept drawing has been done to explore the design concept. As you can see here, there are 4 design concepts. Okay, for the first concept design 1, the handle idea from sport recycle drop top bar that will give a full grip experience to the user. It used 4-bar mechanism. Okay, then for the concept design 2, the handle idea is from 4-bar grip handle that will give a strong grip to the user. It used chainless rotating mechanism. And for the concept design 3, handle idea from fishing rod cork handle that will give a smooth and improved grip experience to the user. Its base is from running blade prosthetic. And for concept design 4, the handle idea from 4-bar handle that will give a strong grip to the user. It designed from outdoor gym equipment that is rowing machine. Okay, next for PERC method. PERC method has been done in making design decision. As you can see from table here, the term mean the best current concept for each design. Plus indicate that the criterion solution are better than the term. Minus indicate that the criterion solution are poor than the term. As indicate the criterion are same as the term. As for now, design 3 is the current best concept. Okay, for weight decision metric, as you can see from table here, design 2 has been chosen as the best design concept among other design because it has the highest rating score among them. And for house of quality, this house of quality has been made to fulfill the client demand as well to satisfy those objectives. Okay, for product design specification, the name is Initiative V2 as we improve from the previous PSM concept, and its function is still the same to climb up and down the stair. This product design specification has been created during early stage and it contains information to be certified for product successful. Then we go for data, result and prototype. Okay, for its design detail, this design for this project is created in CAD software. CAD program that has been used for this project is SolidWorks. It's a 3D modeling program. This tool is used to create various items such as automobile, structure and component. It is comparable to AutoCAD, CATIA, Fusion 360 and many more programs. This program can perform a variety of activities including basic shape and simulation analysis for specified load. Okay, then for the design assembly, as you can see here, the isometric view, side view, top view and front view. Okay, for the mechanism of design, as you can see here, the concept of a design mechanism in this project is based on chainless bike mechanism. This is the most simply moving system of closed chain consisting of two bodies joined in a loop by two joints called bar or link. Joints are often designed to move link in a rotation plane and their installation is known as rotating bar connection. As you can see here, the design of the mechanism from side view and isometric view. Okay, next we go for exploded view. As you can see from this diagram, here is a exploded view of the mechanism. Exploded view is a schematic diagram or technical drawing of an object that displays the sequence in which various elements are assembled. A three-dimensional exploded diagram shows the components of an item that are slightly separated by distance or suspended in the surrounding space. Okay, next. As you can see here, this is a bill of material that been used for this project. Okay, then we go for the animation of the design. As you can see from the diagram, for step 1, to begin, the wheelchair must be positioned backward to allow easier to mount. It must be put near the step by bringing the wheel as close to the stair as possible. Okay, for step 2, in order for the wheelchair to mount the stair, it must exert force on the mechanism handle by pushing it. The connection will then be attached to the floor and will allow the wheelchair to go higher. Okay, step 3, the figure represents the wheelchair ability to mount the stairwell. As a result, the animation of the design succeeds in making the wheelchair capable of climbing the step. Okay, next for the simulation and analysis of the design. For static analysis, as you can see from the diagram, shown the segment consists in static analysis. In mechanical engineering, the most frequent use for design analysis is static stress analysis. The engineer will examine the pressure on the part to determine whether or not it will fail. It is also to analyze whether or not the design needs to be updated and to solve any possible problem. Static stress analysis was performed in the main area of the design of the project. Then for force and fixed setup, this is the force and fixed setup of the mechanism. The maximum force that has been applied to this mechanism is 1000 Newton or equal to 100 kg weight that this mechanism can support. Then for the handle mechanism, the minimum force has been applied for the handle to make this mechanism moving is 300 Newton. For the spot that has hinge, has been set to fit, and the base also has been fixed to the hinge, so the mechanism will not unplug during the testing session. Next, we go for meshing process. As you can see from the software, the material that has been used for the mechanism is mild steel. So the allowable stress for the material is 400 megapascal. From the analysis, the maximum working stress that occur in the mild steel material component is 320 megapascal. The maximum value of the working stress does not exceed the allowable stress, therefore the mechanism does not fail. Okay, for stress analysis, material specification. For the material used is mild steel. Ultimate tensile strength is 400 MPa. Force applied is 1000 Newton or 100 kg. And for the fixture, it fixed geometry. Okay, this diagram shows the overall mechanism analysis on the crucial part of the design. Okay, second, as you can see here, this is part mechanism analysis for the certain part of the design. This part mechanism analysis has been done to make sure the material used and design won't fail during the actual application. And we also can know the highest stress spot that possible to failure during the experiment. Okay, for characteristic behavior, as you can see here, there are 3 diagrams. The first diagram is one measure stress analysis, second one is displacement analysis, and the third one is strain analysis. Okay, next we go for factor of safety. This is the formula of factor of safety: tensile strength over max stress. Tensile strength is 400 MPa and max stress is 296 MPa, and the factor of safety that we got is 1.35, and it indicates pass. After that, we go for prototype. As you can see here, there are 2 diagrams. The first one is part for multipurpose wheelchair. Part for multipurpose wheelchair has been fabricated using plywood plank. The true material used to create this multipurpose wheelchair is not plywood. The product is manufactured in 1:1 ratio to demonstrate that this product is capable of being produced and used effectively. Every installation is done by hand. The installation of each item is not difficult because all of the pieces must be combined. Then for the second diagram, the part assembly indicates that all of the pieces has already been assembled. Okay, then the mechanism part is being assembled to the wheelchair to show the entire assembly of the prototype. Then lastly, for the last chapter is conclusion and recommendation. For the conclusion, this paper details research into the development of modeling and control mechanism for the multipurpose wheelchair. A stair climbing wheelchair has been designed to help wheelchair users to overcome the obstacles that have limited their movement. The aim of this research is to propose prototype 1:1 scale of climbing wheelchair that can climb step or stair, making it easier for wheelchair users to climb step or stair using human upper limb and is pushed by a lever. Okay, next for the recommendation. First, the existing wheelchair has a restriction in the user's weight cannot surpass 1000 Newton. It is because if the user weight surpass, the wheelchair will be unable to mount stair because the mechanism connection would break. As a result, for future work, it is necessary to enhance the material of the component so that it can sustain a greater load. Next, the existing wheelchair can only climb a standard step with a height of 170 mm. If the stair height exceeds the restriction, the wheelchair will be unable to climb it. As a conclusion, in order to develop the wheelchair in the future, the mechanism in case must be expanded to allow the wheelchair to climb more than 1 or 2 steps and stair. And lastly, for project potential, the research complete on this project has the potential to be developed in the future in Malaysia. This is due to the fact that the design of this project is based on the design of the concrete staircase. A detailed analysis of the uses of the upper body to lift the weight of the wheelchair will be obtained. Okay, thank you for lending me your ears. Thank you.